Some of the coolest conversations you ever have are with your coworkers. So we made a show about it. Welcome to Breakroom Sessions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the Breakroom Sessions. We're here with Reek, Shauna, Country Cuz, Ill Will. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I got to make a phone call real quick.
All right.
I sit down, we try to do the show, and I got to make this phone call. I don't mean to do this to y'all, but
it's all good.
I think we're going to have a pretty awesome show today.
I think so too.
We're going to get on this song.
It's going to be real good today.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry for the late phone call. We're ready when you're ready. All right, sounds good. Bye. See you in a bit. Bye. We got a special guest coming up here.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They coming up. I had to call them. They're around the corner. Yeah, I had to call them.
Oh, that's okay.
So what are we gonna discuss today?
We can discuss it about anything. It's off the top. Come on, let's give it.
Okay. Latest news event is
Don't give me no Jaguar right. I don't want to.
No Jag.
No.
Real life. Springfield, Illinois. Sonia Massey was brutally murdered by a deputy, a sheriff. So,
yeah, we can touch on that. What about we can talk about the Olympics too?
Ooh.
I ain't watched the Olympics since '96.
Boy, the USA basketball team dominated the night last night. They won by 20 points. Kevin Durant
Really?
lighting them up.
I see Simone Biles is
She is still top.
She's hitting.
She's still good.
I'm waiting for track and field. That's my
track and field.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's my go-to.
Do NBC still host the Olympics?
I
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how long. I ain't watched it since '96. I ain't lying.
Matter of fact, I guess they say Snoop Dogg was the mascot for the Olympics this year.
He carried the torch.
I was wondering
and that's
what
what
he was
made me
doing out
remember
there.
that the NBC logo was on the back of his jacket.
Okay. Yeah, I remember they said, that's the best torch carrier they can have. They know he ain't gonna let that flame go out.
Oh, here comes our
here's our
special guest.
guest.
Oh, here's our guest. Look at this.
You can wear the shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, look what's going on here.
Special guest, everybody.
Man.
Sit next to my boy.
Mr. Z.
Ladies and gentlemen,
How you doing,
welcome
man?
to the Breakroom Sessions,
can't wear the
Zach
shirt.
Thundermaker. Oh, my goodness.
No, you can't not wear the shirt.
Look at that beautiful
Look at that.
shirt.
Oh, he's got more gifts.
All the money shots.
He's got more. Look at that. This man got air fresheners. He comes bearing gifts.
The man Durekus messed up the headphones. You don't know what's going on.
Durekus is #1 fan, ladies and gentlemen.
Love this
He's
guy.
got gifts. He's got
Something
shirts.
is wrong with this guy right here, y'all.
Look at that. Look
Something
at
is
that.
wrong with this
Rick,
guy.
look at that.
Freshness with your face on it.
Look at that. Air freshener with your face on it.
I would have got more, but they were like $10 a piece. I mean, I don't got it like that.
But that's so sweet.
I took like half a shutdown
Man.
off, so you know.
This has been months in the making right here, Rick. You excited?
No, I'm not.
This show's all about you.
I'm confused,
Yes, it is.
honestly.
Oh, man.
This is my guy.
Exactly. I love him. I love him.
I miss Zach being in
So what do you say we play hooky from work for a few days and we hop the train down to Memphis? It comes at 9:23 tonight.
Beale Street and looked it up.
Oh, I'm taking it.
Round trip for 162?
Round trip for 162. What do you say? We go to Memphis, hit a Beale?
Can we get a smoking booth on the train?
This one?
They stop at certain places so you can smoke.
That ain't
Like
gonna
they
work.
make certain stops,
That ain't
but
gonna-
I don't
that
even
ain't
know if they
gonna
do
work.
that anymore. Actually,
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
yeah.
Yeah, we're rolling.
I'm just here, dude.
We are rolling. Yeah, Rick. Let's jump into something. Let's jump into the topic.
Is he
we
blushing?
Zach,
Yeah, what
Zach
do you
is
want?
actually
It's hot here, I will say, but so if y'all see me sweating, don't worry, I ain't gonna fall out.
You ain't the only one.
You want some water?
You got waters?
Yeah, Jake.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, Change this whole subject now.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Will? You was about to say Zach.
Zach's he's like a walking book of knowledge.
Yes, he is.
A walking book of Civil War and
history.
All things Civil War, all things history. Yeah.
And Durekus.
I don't know about all that.
I know I would like to lay the rumors to rest.
What you want to do?
No, there's some people that think that something is wrong with Zach for him to,
Well, let's.
He got so you.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah, I've heard some stuff. It's like, okay, when we can say it right now, like there's no funny business.
Yeah,
No,
it's all in fun.
Yeah, this is all.
Because there's some people that have said some things like like you going overboard. But we know it's all in fun.
Yeah.
I've always seen it in that direction.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I've never read that
we're gonna
deep
stop
into
it right now. Right.
Yeah, no, Zach, no way.
I don't see why I started, but anyway. No, Zach, he's a cool guy though.
Yeah.
Zach, I do have a question because you got all this knowledge. What were the soldiers' names that was captured and held in Wilmington?
Wilmington, North Carolina?
Wilmington, Illinois.
We was talking about that.
I've never heard of any Civil War soldiers captured in Wilmington, Illinois.
Yeah, they were captured by the Union soldiers. They were Confederate soldiers. They were captured by the Union soldiers. They were held in Wilmington. That's how we got those yellow hammers out there.
So
I know you know about it.
I don't know if that has anything to do with the Civil War. There is something out there about, if you even go on Wikipedia, it talks about Wilmington, Illinois, the Yellow Hammers. I don't know, it was like a couple families that were living in some woods, just doing hillbilly things or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Wilmington. I've been up there I've been through there. I've hung out there maybe one time in my life. When I was like 16, I went to a party near there.
I bet that was popping.
But what was we were talking about that at work? You were saying that Beecher is
it's like most of the Yellow Hammers went and resided.
Beecher's a nice town, man.
It is, but I'm not knocking Beecher. I know whenever I ride through, only churches I see is Lutheran. I don't never see nothing but Lutherans. But that's what the history, like some people I've read, have done reports, and the reports basically say they went from Wilmington, and some of those families ended up migrating to Beecher.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, dude. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not saying you're lying or
this
somebody
is
told you
just
the wrong thing.
what I was informed. It was a book report this high school student did, and it had to been about over 10 years ago. No, they actually was getting all the information from the Wilmington Library, like the papers and all of that and stuff. They was getting all that information, but it was quite a few Confederate soldiers that were captured, and they were.
Wait.
There was no Confederates hanging out up here.
Right.
They were captured. They were prisoners of war, and they were being held in Wilmington, by the Union soldiers.
Okay, I got you.
And when the war was over, they decided not to go back because even though they were prisoners of war, they weren't like prisoners. They were still able to live in that little area of Wilmington that they was in and be part. And then when the war was over, they was like, well, y'all can go back. They was like, nah, we gonna stay. And that's what they did. They stayed. And yeah, them couple of soldiers did create some hillbilly livings. The Hill Have Eyes edition.
So, there was no.
Did they get that movie from that?
Who knows, Rick?
I don't know.
It's kind of related, ain't it?
It's kind of related.
The breakroom session has eyes.
I don't know. Anyway,
no eyes.
There was no Civil War POW camp in Wilmington, Illinois that I'm aware of in any capacity. Now you had Camp Douglas in Chicago, which was notorious. It was like considered one of the worst Union POW camps for Confederates. In fact, in Oakwood Cemetery in Chicago, they have a place called Confederate Mound, where they threw a bunch of bodies, unidentified guys, because they were just dying left and right of disease, because both sides didn't have like a way to care for these guys. They didn't know what to do, especially after the fall of Grant took Fort Henry's and Donaldson in Tennessee, they had 14,000 dudes, and they were just like, whoa, what do we do with these guys? They started dying left and right. And so they buried them in Oakwood Cemetery. And then after the war, ex-Confederate soldiers put up a monument. It's called Confederate Mound. I've been there. I got pictures of it on my phone and all that.
Did you do an Instagram about it? Is that...
I did a Facebook post about it.
I've seen the Facebook pictures you took there, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a couple of years ago. I went in like September of 22. So, I just took the Metro up to Hyde Park and then took an Uber because the neighborhood there isn't the greatest. It is what it is. But it's in the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood right on the south side. But yeah, I'm not saying that no Confederate POW ever went through Wilmington, Illinois, but to my knowledge, there was no Confederate POW camp there. Maybe it was a stop on the way to Chicago.
Well, it wasn't a POW camp. It was the Union's camp. But they just held those.
That's what Camp Douglas was in Chicago.
But they just it wasn't a platoon of Confederate soldiers that they had a handful, and that's why they was able to walk amongst everybody, even while the war was going on. They was working the fields. They was.
I'll do my research, man. I'll find out. Yeah. I can find out maybe and be like, hey, did some Confederates stay in Wilmington and start, marrying their sisters and cousins,
Yeah, because that's real Alabama-ish, That just don't go too well with me that Illinoisans would knowingly be laying up with they first, second cousins and stuff and making these three-legged babies and stuff. Because, even it was like in the Yellowhammer history, it was known offspring from the Yellowhammers that were mute. Some had, it was two guys, and one was blind, and one was... It was like hear no evil, see no evil. One was blind, one was deaf.
I love weird stuff.
They basically helped each other get around all the time.
I've never looked up the history of inbreds in America. Now I know about that family in West Virginia. That family in West Virginia that guys tried to help.
That's where the He'll Have Eyes come from.
Yeah. Okay.
The little barking dude.
But I'm half Southern myself, My dad's born and raised Mississippi, and none of my family partakes in any of that stuff. In fact, I always say my Mississippi family is more is less hillbilly than my Illinois and Indiana family, and that's the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, see the Yellowhammer, I'll tell you that originate from Alabama. It's they them cousin areas down there. I don't mess with Alabama. Y'all better stay up out of Alabama.
I've only been to one corner of Alabama. My aunt has a lake house on it's Pickwick on the Alabama side because it borders Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee.
Whoa.
Yeah. Nice, really nice property.
I bet she got some super low taxes right there.
Yeah, probably.
Good deal. No, we can't even. It ain't.
Sorry, I didn't mean to come take over.
No, not at all.
No. What do you got to say, man?
We're not too knowledgeable on the history of Yellow Jacks and whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yellow buzzards.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
And I don't like I said, I don't want to think about it. I guess because you get to think about it and you're like, this is what happened, man.
Then you start thinking the Hills Have Eyes was from Illinois. And we ain't even got no hills.
No. That's what I was wondering. Did that movie come from that?
No, we ain't got no hills.
Right down in southern Illinois you do, and northwestern Illinois you do. Yeah. But that's it.
Them ain't like
South
Appalachian hills. Them ain't real hills.
The highest point in Illinois is under 2,000
That's
feet.
what I'm saying. Yeah, them ain't real hills.
No.
Them mounds. The mounds ain't got eyes.
Oh, you're talking about Cahokia?
Yeah.
Okay. That's down by St. Louis.
See?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day, ladies and gentlemen.
So, did anybody see, they were saying Bernie was sick or whatever. He hadn't been seen. Then when he did reappear, It looked like he gained like a whole foot of height or something like that.
Who, Sanders?
No, not Bernie. What? Biden.
Joe. Joe.
Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe done gained almost a foot of height.
That's how that works. He's got a body double. Like Stalin had him. Stalin had like 3 or 4 body or multiple. I don't know.
Yeah, like the word was that basically he supposedly is dead.
No.
That's what the word is. That's why all you seeing is the double.
From?
So he was booked into this hospital. I can't remember the name of the hospital. He was booked into the hospital. One of the doctors at the hospital basically was saying, "No, this ain't no Jaguar right." One of the people at the hospital was saying that Biden was booked into the hospital and he died in the hospital. And that's why, like, a couple of days after that, you didn't see Biden nowhere. Then when you did see him, like, 2 days ago, he done gained a whole foot of height.
Maybe he was just standing on something, you know?
No, he gained a whole foot of height.
Get on this
That's pretty tall.
I don't know.
A foot is 12 inches. That's a noticeable.
I'm just saying, like, you know it, the older you get, well, after 50,
shrink.
I think you start hunching over.
Yeah.
This man didn't even have no hunch in his back. He was just vertical. Like, I guess that's why it looked like he had a whole nother foot, because there wasn't no hunch in that back no more. He had
I didn't hear that.
popping lock.
I didn't hear about that, Deshaun.
Y'all ain't see it?
No.
Oh, my Lord.
So you said he died?
That's what the people that worked at the hospital was saying.
The original.
The
Joe
Biden, Sleepy
passed
Joe,
away.
went night for the long nap.
So his
they
stunt devil.
Did the other guy look like him?
The stunt doubles look like him.
I'm just saying, I just never heard.
They almost got the same faces.
No, Deshaun.
You get plastic surgery to get.
Not even that, they making them silicone masks. They look real.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, dude. I
ain't
don't
heard
think
about
this.
that.
No.
And the real question is, Deshaun, do you believe it?
Yeah,
What
he
would
do.
be the purpose of
He's
this?
sitting there telling us.
I mean, only reason I believe it is because, like, right after I seen that video, they showed me a video of Kamala on Soul Train twerking down the Soul Train line, popping that thing. Y'all ain't see that video neither?
No, I just want to know where your phone and stuff. What do you be looking up and how you be getting this information?
Look, man, I be on dabs, man. So I don't know, man. It just be coming up, man. I don't know what
It's
I
an
be
algorithm
on.
because you're on all this
thinking
weird
of it.
stuff.
You're thinking of it.
I don't be on Facebook. I don't be on no Reddit. I don't be on nothing else. That's it, just Facebook. I don't look at. I ain't got no Instagram. I ain't got no. I got Snapchat, but I don't even use that. I ain't got no other sites, just Facebook.
Like, hey, this guy's
That was
getting high all
Kamala.
the time.
Kamala
Let's
was
give him some
working
ideas.
that thing coming down this Soul Train line, boy, back in the 90s. I'm gonna show. Let me find that Kamala
Oh my
video.
God, no, please no.
She was working. I was like, Kamala.
I did see a picture of her eating some greens. That's
Josh,
she took care of that hot sauce on it.
I hope Josh and Mama ain't make them collard greens. Y'all don't know about Josh and Mama videos neither, huh?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I love them videos. I don't know what the hell that lady be cooking, but every meat she cook come out of a can.
What?
All right.
No. Reel it back in.
Okay.
Reel it back in, bro. Reel it back in.
Okay.
I don't know where this dude is coming from with this stuff, man.
Listen. All right, Zach. He's our special guest. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen. What made you get into like history and stuff like this?
I mean, from the time I was like really young, like before I started school, so my stepfather, I have a complicated relationship with because of his, who he was, I should say. But he was a history guy, loved reading books. So like before I even started school, instead of getting read about like, dragons and shit, I was getting read about like, World War II and World War I and things like that. Mm-hmm. So like, I don't know, it just hooked me really young. And I don't know, it just became an obsession. It became a lifelong thing. And, I just I don't know. I always liked firearms and stuff like that. Like, that's why I like, because of history and liking war and mostly military history. I don't know. I just love to study the human struggle, I guess. And I guess it's kind of messed up because I like to also focus on positive things in my personal life. But I love to read war. I love to watch war movies. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I don't know.
No, it's not weird.
So is it mostly just American history?
Mostly, like I said, like I am no like people like he knows everything about. No, like I don't. And I don't even scratch the surface. Like I know a lot of like 19th and 20th century warfare stuff. I study mostly like, of course, the Civil War is like my top thing. I'm a member of 2 Civil War roundtables, which I can plug that. Love Kankakee Valley Civil War Roundtable meets at 6 p.m. at the Bradley Public Library. September through May. Great place if you want to learn about the American Civil War. But anyway.
Nice.
What day?
Oh, first Wednesday of the month. My apologies. Yeah.
September through May.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Great group of people. It's a different subject, an hour long on the American Civil War, once a month, And, and then afterwards we get together for a meal if you're able to, go over to Oliver's. But, and then I'm a member of the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, which is like a patriotic organization. It's descended from the GAR, the Grand Army of the Republic, which was like the VFW for Union Civil War veterans. So, it's a patriotic organization, and we do things like get headstones for veterans, Civil War veterans that don't have them, because a lot of those guys were buried unmarked, or over time the stone became...
Unlegible,
damaged,
illegible, things like
weathered,
that. Yeah. So, great organization. Anybody wants to join, let me know.
Nice, Zach.
But and then, Civil War. I love me some World War One. World War II. I was obsessed with for a long time, and a lot of people do get obsessed with World War II. I think because of they knew somebody there, or among other factors. I mean, it changed our globe as we know it. Mm-hmm. So did World War I. I love me some Napoleon. Napoleon's my guy.
Dynamite.
Yeah, Bonaparte.
Dynamite. That's the first thing I thought about too.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. Uncle Rico.
Yeah, Uncle Rico. He was the Grand Marshal of France. That's where he learned to throw the football in the mountains.
Okay. So Zach, a lot of people don't understand, and I was raised in the South, so I've seen plenty of Confederate flags in the backs of pickup trucks, on tattoos, shirts, everything. But a lot of people don't understand just having a Confederate background doesn't make you a racist, and that's what people really have to understand. That's just their background. That's how they work.
Are you asking him, or are you?
I'm telling him it don't make him a racist. But the question I have is, which side was you cheering for?
I'm a member of the Sons of Union Veterans. I have General Grant tattooed on my arm, man.
I know, but I mean, it was some cold guys on the Confederate too.
There were some great warriors. Yes, there were some great fighters. But it doesn't mean they were fighting for the right side.
I mean, and I know you have family that fought on
the Confederate.
That's why I had to ask. Okay,
hey. So like. I'm not mad that I have family that served in the Confederacy. I'm not mad about that. Like, I wasn't there. Nothing I could do about it.
It's not you.
You got to understand the the
makeup
things that was going on at the time and things like that. It's really complicated. Like I said, I'm not like ashamed of them per se.
That's your
and I'm
family
glad.
history.
Yeah, I'm glad they weren't killed because I wouldn't be sitting right here right now with y'all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also half. I also had Southern family on my grandmother's side, my mom's side, that were Tennesseans that fought for the Union. That even though they lived in the South, they stayed loyal to the Union. So I mean, it's really complicated. Like I said, I am for the Union side. I mean, if I wasn't, y'all probably wouldn't want to hang out with me. I mean, I would.
Like I said, dude, I was raised in Georgia. I rode in pickup trucks with a Confederate flag in the back window and a rifle hanging on the rack above that. So that's just their background. That's just how that's just they.
I'm not saying everyone who flies that flag is a racist. The problem is that flag has been adopted by racists to show, the Klan proudly flew it, flies it, and that flag wasn't even the official flag of the Confederate government. It was the flag of the Army of Tennessee originally, I want to say. I'm trying to remember here. I don't want to if there's any Civil War experts, no, that's not true. But I'm trying to remember the whole, because it was used with the Army in Northern Virginia too, in different capacities. But it was never the official flag of the Confederate States of America.
Right.
But it's been adopted by white supremacist groups. And that's the problem I have. And the problem I have with it isn't a race thing for me. I have family members that fought against that flag. I have family members that fought under that flag. Now, or ancestors, I should say. And then I'm from Illinois. My mom's from Indiana. I was born in Indiana. When I see a Confederate flag flying in the North, the problem I have with it is that is an FU to the Union soldiers that are buried in your local cemetery. I went and visited the grave of Major General Benjamin Grierson, great cavalry commander in the American Civil War. Jacksonville, Illinois is where he's from. I just happened to be in Jacksonville, so I stopped and visited his grave. Right across the street, some dude was flying the rebel flag, and I'm like, if that's what you're intending, fine, but that is an FU to Grierson and his men and the ones that died. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. Would you fly? And this is a free country. You can do what you want. You can fly whatever flag you want, but you're not free from the consequences. Would you fly a Nazi flag if you had a Jewish neighbor? Unless you were real, and just be like, hey, this is just my heritage.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
anybody flying a Nazi.
It's a thin line between
there's
a very thin line. So. Wow, there's some deep stuff here.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. That's it's not about, even if it's not about race with you, you should realize it's, especially if you don't do any family history, that could have been your great-great-grandfather that caught a bullet because of that flag or a shell or whatever, or died of disease. Because for every one man that died in combat, 2 men died of disease in the American Civil War.
Oh, wow.
Now, the biggest question I got is, as far as American history go, do you fully accept it the way it's given, even though is a great amount of information that's missing? You don't really hear about the colored soldiers that fought and stuff like that. They keep us out of all of the American history.
So here's a fun fact.
What do you say, colored?
The blacks.
Okay.
The blacks. They keep us out of all of the American history.
Glory about?
Yeah. That's the first thing
Glory,
I thought about.
About 54th Massachusetts.
It was plenty of
more.
Yeah, it was plenty of companies that were fighting. It was plenty of companies because they were told, you fighting, you free. You fighting for your freedom. Yeah, so, of course, they was willing, happily. Yeah. And even after that, and we became under one, after the Confederate had to subside and just be under one flag, even blacks joining the service then were always pushed over to do all the grunt work and not be able to advance and all of that. But I just hate the fact that we open up the history books and we only told one side, the only side they want us to see.
A lot more of that's coming to light now. And it's always been known, but a lot of it's being pushed up to the front now because of, our society is changing. People want to know more. People want to. So during the American Revolution, both sides, the Patriots and the British, recruited slaves or free people of color, as they would be called, to fight for their side with the, with the promise of freedom. Now, the free people of color, of course, they already had their freedom, but they would have different motivations. And then in the War of 1812, the British heavily recruited from the slave population. In fact, when the British burned Washington, D.C. in 1814, some of the troops that helped them with that invasion of the Chesapeake, as it was called, the Chesapeake campaign, were ex-slaves, were black or Caribbeans. They were black men. So I mean, in every American war has featured black soldiers, every single one, and we're knowing more and more about that now.
But they don't really go into depth. Like, I'm pretty sure some of them soldiers from the Caribbean ended up further leaving and going to populate Canada because. Oh snap!
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because Canada had a lot of blacks still. Like, nobody really knew until so long ago. But hockey was made by black people in Canada.
I'm not sure about, I'm not saying you're wrong about that. So there is a black settlement in Canada that resulted of, they were blacks that fought for the British during the American Revolution. And when the Patriots won, they were not welcome to stay in America anymore. No. So they went to Canada, which was still a British possession.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you are, I don't know if they invented hockey. I can't say that.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole book on it. It was created by these, I think they was from like the Caribbean, but they was like generation then. And they created hockey, man. The first actual hockey team was all black.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I would have to research that, but I'm not saying. But that's I'll look it up.
Part of the war. People knowing, oh well, I fought for this country, but I ain't even welcome back. So I'm just go to this other land that they claim.
Well, no, they didn't fight for this. They didn't fight for the Patriots. They fought for the British.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so they knew even if they went back to England, they still would be treated poorly. So they just made a new life in England's other land above.
Well, tons of slaves escaped to Canada because Canada didn't have
slave laws.
Yeah, didn't have slave catching laws, because during the 1850s they'd have slave catchers that would come north to come find ex-slaves. So in Canada they were free from that. They didn't have to worry about that at all.
But that didn't stop slave catchers from going into Canada and snatching up black people and bringing them back, though. That's where the story 12 Years a Slave came from.
That didn't happen. That was in New York.
Well, I mean, it's right there. They was going over that line, man. I know they were taking.
No, but he wasn't an ex-slave. He was a free man.
Yeah,
and he was drugged and captured. Yeah,
I feel left out.
I'm sorry.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I mean,
Enrique ain't said nothing.
We can't look, y'all the history people.
Yeah, y'all deep into this.
Zach, I'm just playing.
No,
y'all getting it in.
I'm taking it all in. I'm trying to take it in what y'all talking about, though.
What are you gonna do with that air freshener, man?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's what I want to know.
I think we should wrap this up. This episode.
Coconut.
Ooh. Pina colada.
So if we got to wrap it up, that's fine. I didn't know how long.
No, we going to another episode.
We're going to another episode. But we'll wrap this episode up of Breakroom Sessions. We here with Reek, Shauna, Country Cuz, Ill Will, special guest Zach Nutmaker.
Special guest Zach.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Breakroom Sessions. Share this podcast with a coworker and be sure to follow and subscribe for future episodes.